Welcome back. The PM face conundrum continues for the opposition bloc, the INDIA. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar has now asserted that the opposition need not announce a prime ministerial candidate for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Pawar in fact drew historical parallels and said that this happened in 1977 when Morarji Desai was nowhere in the race before the elections and the opposition fought without a prime minister's face. He said people will make the choices regardless of whether the opposition presents a PM face or not, especially if they have decided on a change. So there's no point really dividing the alliance by announcing a PM candidate when it yields no results for them. Take a look at the PM face debate going on within the India bloc. Now this all started on December 20 when Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee almost bowled a googly. They suddenly backed Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress chief, as the PM face for the India Alliance. They felt that he could be a consensus candidate. Mallikarjun Kharge himself said that there is need to focus on elections first and not the PM face. This happened during their fourth meeting of the India bloc in Delhi on December 21. Now JDU leaders from the very first meeting when this bloc came together have been pushing Nitish Kumar as the PM face. They have claimed that Congress was just interested in raising funds for themselves. On December 22, Rahul Gandhi had to dial Nitish Kumar and attempted to win him over, as reports suggested that he was sulking because Kharge was instead recommended as a prime ministerial face. Today, Sharad Pawar says no PM face is needed. Sanjay Raut of the UBT Shiv Sena also backed Sharad Pawar. He even went on to say that the BJP only has one Ghisa-Pita face from the last 10 years. We have many. Congress's Jairam Ramesh has also backed Senior Pawar's statement, saying that the alliance needs to focus on the polls and winning the polls first. Now, this is how the BJP and the allies have responded to what is going on. They say the India bloc's confusion over the Prime Minister's face is out in the open once again. That India leaders contradict each other every day and it's all playing out in public. It wouldn't be a problem if it was behind closed doors. The BJP added that the country is not in mood of this Khichdi alliance. Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar, has stated against his uncle's statement that opposition cannot even name their PM candidate. He added that except Modi, there is no candidate right for the PM post. There is no alternative to him as it stands. So as this fight or this conundrum continues, exactly who will lead India, the India bloc versus Modi, or will it even be any one particular face that they will announce? We take that over with our guests in just a bit. Let's go across to our guest joining us. Rakhi Rathore is from the BJP. CS Jha, Shiv Sena UBT leader, continues to be with us. Chetanya Singh is from the NCP Ajit faction. And Kapil Madan is political analyst, leans towards the Congress party. So let me go across to Chetanya Singh first. Your party patriarch, I don't know where the party stands because technically there is no split. So I don't know where your party is currently. But I take it as the Ajit Pawar faction.
The party is in the most healthy position. So there is some leaders it's a democratic party, as the name suggests.
Yeah.
And some leaders have decided to take a course of action, and that is being followed.
Yeah. So no, it's a strange situation what's happening between the Ajit Pawar faction and the Sharad Pawar faction, if I can call it that. But I leave that aside. Chetanya Singh, Ajit Pawar himself has come out and said that there's no alternative to Narendra Modi. There's no right PM face. And he's gone against what his uncle is suggesting. How do you look at this Prime Minister face conundrum for the opposition bloc, which you are not a part of, but Senior Pawar is?
Let me put it to you very, very straight up. Mr. Sharad Pawar is a very clever, very sharp, very astute politician. He has, weathered many political storms. He very well knows that the moment the opposition, the India Alliance, projects somebody as one face of the alliance or as the prime ministerial candidate, it will expose the fault lines. That will lead to this alliance falling down like a house of cards. So he knows that very, very well. There is no face. And how will they announce a face? There is no face. They have no face. There is no face, let alone in the opposition or in any other party which has the nationwide acceptance which Mr. Modi has. So Mr. Pawar is very well, he knows how to he's trying to keep the house in order. by saying that there's no need to announce a prime ministerial
Okay,
candidate.
fair enough. I think
Yes,
most political analysts will agree with what you're saying, because that it will not be in India Bloc's own interest to announce or even bother announcing a PM candidate, which could divide
even
the
if they
alliance
do,
further. But you
it
are
should
saying
be Rahul Gandhi the candidate.
they don't have a candidate. Now, Sanjay Raut, you must have heard, CS Jha from his faction is here. Sanjay Raut says that actually we've got many. They've got many. What the BJP has is one Ghissa Pitta face for the last 10 years. I'm quoting him verbatim.
This kind of discourse in public discourse, these kind of words are unwarranted. But Mr. Raut is known for these words.
Yeah, well, you're right in saying that. But CS Jha, you want to respond to this? Is it wishful thinking going on, CS Jha, in the opposition bloc की घिसा पिटा फेस है नरेंद्र मोदी का और उनसे कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा, हमारे तो 100 फेस हैं, हम जीत जाएंगे.
Says that it is now 10 years and he is a Gisapita face. And actually it's a Gisapita face because you are seeing everywhere Mr. Modi and nobody else from BJP. So it's now a Gisapita face. And
But isn't that a better position to be in? The BJP is very clear who their leader is. Is your alliance clear about that?
Our objective is now to fight election. And after fighting election, the leaders, more than the BJP has, we have more than mass leaders in our parties. In every alliance and every party, we have mass leaders, and they are very much accessible to the public. They are very known face of public, and we think that it's a win-win situation for the India alliance. They should
Then
not
why is
declare.
Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal recommending Kharge? What will you do with Nitish
They
Kumar?
have
He's a
their
senior
suggestion.
politician. He wants to be the convener at least, if not the PM face.
They have given a suggestion, and since he is a senior most politician, Mr. Pawar is the senior most, Mr. Kharge is the senior most, so they have given a suggestion, and it should be adhered to after election. Let us see what happens after the election.
Okay. Is the Congress party, Kapil Madan, I'm coming to you, then I'll take the BJP's response to all of this, because you're obviously enjoying it from the outside. You don't really have skin in the game of what the India bloc is trying to do. But Kapil Madan, do you believe that it would be better for the India alliance to not bother with the PM face at all?
See, Shivani, it has not been uncommon to contest election without declaring who will be your PM face or who will be your CM face. Back in 2004, no one announced that Mr.
Manmohan Singh will be the PM. Yes,
Manmohan Singh will be the Prime Minister. We just saw 3 states, Rajasthan. They never declared who will be the CM. In fact, rather, it was very surprising when they changed the incumbent CM in Madhya Pradesh, because Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan was continuously holding the post for the past 18 months. But I will give you a very different perspective of what the NDA and what the India alliance, the major points which the viewers should know about. Now, you may recall that when the India alliance was announced, soon thereafter, NDA in the recent past never had any meeting with their alliances, because they saw India opposition is getting united. That forced the NDA, especially the BJP, to convene their meeting of their allies. So I yes, it is a moot question, and everyone, when you are in alliance, everyone will have their own perspective, everyone will have their own choice of leader, but at the same time, who will be one candidate, that
need not be decided. I get your point. But Kapil, you raised the issue of chief ministers and what recently happened in the state elections. I don't think, and I'm sorry I'm being blunt here, the India bloc is not in the same position as the BJP. The BJP can choose and afford to either not announce their CM candidates or even choose their CM candidates at the drop of a hat, or get fresh faces that nobody saw coming. They're in a position to do that. Those decision making works for them, and they've become known for it. The Congress or the India bloc this is not their strength, and these elections are being fought by the BJP. Just let me complete. The BJP is fighting these elections still on some sort of a face. Now, you may argue that it is wrong to convert state elections into a Modi referendum, so be it. But they are fighting on a face, if not a local face, then a national face. Who is the face that can unite voters for the India bloc is a question.
Now, had it, if I were to take your logic as correct, then I'm assuming that you're referring to Mr. Modi, that Mr. Modi appears to be the face when they are in national elections, and when they are in the state elections also, it is, they're fighting on Mr. Modi's face. I think you're trying to
Yes.
suggest this, because in Rajasthan, so now tell me something, the same thing happened in West Bengal, the same thing happened
Yeah,
in
they didn't
Karnataka, the
win.
same thing
They
happened in
increased
Himachal.
their tally,
Yes.
didn't win the
So
election. So be it.
the point is, the point I'm trying to draw here is that even Mr. Modi is not invincible,
I
because
get that. I'm
Karnataka,
not
he was
asking
the
you
face.
about Modi's
So yes,
invincibility. The question I was asking you
yes.
was, who is that one leader on ground who can galvanize the public sentiment or the voters towards the India bloc? Who they choose to make PM is a separate issue later. But you need a figure to galvanize you. Is the India
You
bloc
need
not missing that?
272 seats
But
to be in a position to form a government.
So
Is there a
Shivani, let me
face
answer that.
has the
Let me
ability to
yeah,
answer that.
Chaitanya ji, I'm just
Let me-
coming to
let
you.
me-
Let him
quickly-
just finish, then I'm bringing you in. Yes.
See, when opposition are coming from different states, you have Mamata Banerjee. We saw BJP used everything possible with them to contest against TMC, but they lost. We recently saw what happened in Karnataka, where Mr. Modi also, he tried to make it personal.
Again,
Also,
you're
remember,
talking
he made
about
a
Mr.
speech.
Modi.
No,
You're not
no, of
talking
course, yes.
about the
No,
opposition.
no, of course, no. All I'm trying to tell you is that
Huh.
these regional leaders, these regional parties have defeated BJP, and especially when Mr. Modi was at the forefront of
I
the
get your
campaign,
point, but
and
this
not
is
once,
not a
twice.
state
So the
election
point is,
where these regional parties
Shivani,
are,
Shivani,
the
Shivani,
chief satraps. You're not getting the point I'm
Shivani,
making. In a
no,
national
I
election,
get your point. I get your
okay,
point,
address the
Shivani.
point.
I am addressing that point. I said in the beginning that yes, you have not one, you have many possible leaders, and every leader has his own strength.
Okay. So
It
can
could
a
be
Nitish
a
Kumar
strength.
get you votes in Tamil Nadu, or can a Stalin get you votes in Bihar? That's the question I'm asking you. At least
So
the
I am
BJP is fighting
asking
all
you,
elections on
no,
Narendra Modi's name. But that's
but
not
they
a
are losing
strategy that can be
also.
replicated for the
But
India bloc. Anyways,
no,
I have to go across to the
no,
BJP representative as well. She's been
Shivani,
waiting
I
patiently.
see
Rakhi
a
Rathore. One
fallacy in
second,
your
Kapil,
argument.
one second.
Yeah.
Rakhi Rathore of the BJP is also joining us. The opposition has a point, Rakhi, that in the past, BJP or opposition parties in the past have fought elections where there was no joint candidate, there was no prime ministerial face. They fought on issues and were able to beat the dominant party of the day, as Sharad Pawar has mentioned. So it's not as if you do need a prime minister's face.
Shivani, it's altogether their call that whether they want to project a PM's face or not. But the contradiction is there because Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal, they batted for Mallikarjun Kharge and what Sharad Pawar has said. And the PM which he has quoted, I just want to ask one question, that for how long he was able to run his government just for 2 years. So the countrymen, they don't want a majburi ki sarkar. They want a majboot sarkar, and that is why they will definitely opt for Pradhan Mantri Modi ji in next Lok Sabha election. So, we are very much clear that with the vision of Pradhan Mantri ji, we contested the assembly elections in 5 states, and they don't have any vision. They have to clear, because there are n number of statements given by DMK leaders which is in accordance with the policy of divide and rule, whether it's on the basis of North and South, or on the basis of DNA, or on the basis of, recently we have heard the statement from Dayanidhi Saran, because he used the derogatory language for the South, for the North Indians. So you have to clear the vision, and that is why we are asking for the PM face. And
Okay.
if you are not, yeah.
No, okay, I think you have a point. It's also not just the PM face conundrum, it's also varied statements coming in from the India bloc, which don't give a very cohesive message to the voters. Fine, you may say we've got 10 strong leaders to lead us, but that message then has to resonate across the country. Vote bases have to be shifted to whoever will be the single candidate of the opposition versus the BJP, and vote bases do not shift like this. We've seen that in UP, we've seen that in other places. Chetanya, you wanted to come in. Yes, very quickly.
Look, that is what I was trying to point out, that the India Alliance, they don't have one face, one who has an umbrella character which can, appeal to the voters to come and vote for them. There is no nationwide acceptance of any leader. However, on the other hand, Mr. Narendra Modi has a nationwide acceptance. People People of this country are fond of him. They want him to come back to power. In fact, comparing this election, the coming election, to any elections of the past, especially of 1977, would not be a right comparison to be drawn, because we have a popular prime minister in place who has a popular mandate of this country. So the circumstances of 77 and today, there is
Are
no
very
comparison that
different.
can be drawn. Are very, very different. And more than that, like I was saying, there needs to be a face which has the ability to get 272 seats. These people, they may be leaders of their own regions, but do they have the ability of having a nationwide appeal? No, they don't.
Yeah,
That is the reality.
you make a good point. If the political tapestry of our country has also shifted. CS Jha, the BJP says the very fundamental issue with the opposition alliance is the more you say, oh, we have 10 leaders, we have 100 leaders, the more confused the voter becomes. And they use the term Khichdi alliance. Nobody wants a Khichdi government at the center. Coalition governments may have existed in the past, but we possibly don't live in that era anymore.
See, the history has to repeat itself. If you see the political history of India, the history has to repeat. And if you see the future prospects, the alliances will run the country. And it is in near future that all the alliances will come together and it will have a Khichdi Sarkar in India. So you cannot deny that.
How can you be
And
so
if
sure?
you say if you say today that BJP is not having a Khichdi Sarkar, in 2024 they are going with alliance of 38 to 40 parties. What they are also contributing, they are also showing the same
No, but I think
pathway.
there's a qualitative difference between a BJP
No, that is
alliance.
not a qualitative
Of course, there is
difference.
a
That
qualitative
is a
difference.
quantitative
At least
difference.
their
That is not
alliance
a
partners
qualitative
are not
difference.
fighting to be PM
Because
face. Come on.
those alliances, major of them does not have any seat itself. And if you say that it is an alliance, that's wrong. So if you say
You
today who
decide.
are having
I'm
this,
only going by
who are
your word. You called
the
it an alliance of 30, 40 parties. I'm taking it from your word. You don't consider it an alliance. I will not call it an alliance. But you can't say that, oh, they have 30, 40 parties, so they are also like us, and then also deny that it's an alliance.
no,
But
they are
let
not
Rakhi
like
respond to
us.
this.
I think,
See,
Shivani, the
we
fate of the
have.
Indian
The main
alliance is
point is
quite clear
that,
from the
Shivani, we
debate.
are not contradicting each other. In fact, all the four meetings, we saw the same end result in all the four meetings. You are not able to decide a convener what to say about the PM phase. In
Exactly.
fact, there is a PM carpet instead of a chair because Mamta Banerjee, Sharad Pawar, Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh Yadav all want to become,
No,
the prime minister's face.
everybody
So
wants
there
to
are
become
so
prime
many
minister. There's too
candidates.
much confusion.
Ek anar, 100 bimar kind of situation is there in the alliance, and I think that is not going to work.
No, what you people have the surety that Mr. Modi will become the next PM in
Yeah, I have
2024?
a valid
Can you
point.
give
Well,
a
Yes,
that
yes,
the
I
surety?
people
have
of
a
this
You
valid
country have
people
point.
are
But
you
decided.
there is
people will
clause in
fight and then
15
you
The
will say
people
that
don't
Mr.
constitution.
want
Modi
the
is
India
retired,
We
now
alliance.
had
somebody else
They
will
want
come.
5
Modi as the
crores, then
prime
it
So,
minister
increased
so
again.
at
you people also
2.9
not determined whether
crores.
Mr. Modi will come in 2024 or not.
No, nobody knows that for sure. Nobody knows anything
Nobody
for
knows that
sure.
for sure, but we
But
do
that
know
is not
public
the point.
sentiment.
The point is, Kapil, if the message, which is that, okay, we are a collection or a collective of like-minded parties, which is debatable and can be argued, is working, because the voter is going to be very unsure of what happens when the alliance itself pre-election is showing such varied interests and thought process. There is no common minimum program just yet. There is no convener. There is no seat sharing. That message only कि हम सब मिलके चला लेंगे, that in itself can be a little bit
That is,
scary for the voter.
if you see
Now, Shivani,
Samajwadi Party news is appearing that Samajwadi Party wants to give 8 seats to Congress. Lalu Prasad Party wants to give 4 seats to Congress. Hey, what is Congress going to do? Congress will be reduced to say 30, 40 seats in the whole of North India.
That's another
And
problem.
Congress by
That's another problem. I'm not even
Congress
getting
by
into that. What the
itself
role of the
got
Congress party
44
would
in
be
14
as far as
in
seat sharing
52
is
in
concerned.
19.
so
Yeah, but let Kapil come in. Kapil, the message of an alliance
Shivani,
or a quote-unquote
yeah, so,
khichdi
yes.
sarkar is, what is the core problem here? It feeds to the BJP's strength.
Now, Shivani, I will make few, quick and important remarks, and I would appreciate that I'm given, the full time to make my point. Now, remember when Mr. Modi was announced as a BJP prime ministerial candidate, there were other leaders also in the BJP who were more experienced, who had, who were more seniors to Mr. Modi. Mr. Jaitley was there, Mr. Rajnath Singh was there, Sushma Swaraj was there. So you have to give it whenever a leader for a particular post is decided. that does not mean that you don't have any other leaders who is.
But he
you know,
was
because there is
decided.
one post, so of course
He
there
was
has to be one
announced.
now. Yes. So now, so are you trying to tell me that all those other leaders were less capable, or they were not
No, Kapil,
good
I'm
enough to
sorry. You're
become
not
PM?
getting
No,
the
no.
drift of the question I'm
I'm getting the
asking you.
point.
I am
I'm
not
getting the point.
challenging the capability of any
So-
of these leaders. But in fact, the
So-
very example you're telling me of Modi being assigned as the PM face is exactly the point. At least he was assigned.
Yes.
The public was
Now,
told that this is
now,
the man who will be the
now,
prime minister, despite the fact that
now,
there were
Shivani,
challengers.
now, Shivani, I will just, in fact, in my opening remark, I mentioned about 2004. We
Yes.
have seen historically, this is not new that an election is being fought without declaring, the
Okay,
PM or
but
the CM's
is that going
face.
to work this time
This
around?
happens.
This after 10
So,
years of a stable single party
no,
majority
now
government
you
is the
can't
question
have
I was asking you.
Shivani. You can't,
Unfortunately, I've run out of
Shivani. You
time.
can't have a.
Unfortunately,
Shivani,
I've run out of time. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.